Evil Genius's turn to Vici Gaming's turn. Vici Gaming's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
Singapore, make some noise. It's Evil Geniuses versus Vici Gaming here in the best of 5 grand finals of the One ESPORTS Dota 2 World Pro Invitational. I'm ODPixel here with Fogged. We've seen the lineups. There's so much to get excited about here in this game one. Looking at the drafts, Fogged, what sticks out to you as something to watch out for in this game?
Just excitement is really just, it's a safe lane Magnus. I mean, when the hell are you going to see that? Sure, we've been seeing the Magnus being played by Nisha and by a bunch of other players in the mid lane, but it's a carry Magnus. That is very different. I'm excited just to see that one. And also seeing Crit playing one of his most signature heroes, right? His Earth Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen this hero not really been played too much by many teams. He's been looked at as by a lot of teams just kind of weak throughout the laning phase. And we'll see what he's able to do with that one. Another one is, of course, as Shiver did point out, Invoker. 0% win rate so far at this tournament. We're going to see if Abed can actually change that, as right away he's actually already gone Exort right at the start. So a bit of a difference, as we have seen majority of them just go Quaswex right away. So I think with this he wants to have that bigger base damage advantage versus a Viper to get those last hits secured in the laning phase.
Yeah, no,
but he's going to eat harassment, as we've seen Vipers do pretty well versus almost everybody, and he should be able to harass an Invoker a lot.
Yeah, definitely, though, as you mentioned, Eurus being on this side lane, position 1 Magnus. We know that Vici Gaming are very good at this, right? We've seen in the past this flexibility with certain OP cores of the meta, sort of the Night Stalker from previous patches, where all 3 of their core players can play it very, very well. So there's every reason to expect that Eurus could give us something spectacular on the Magnus.
Yeah, they're not afraid to really just pick a hero where you look at it, it's like, oh, this is a weird carry hero, but it fits versus the game. Like that, like you said, the Lesh versus Nagasar and those type of heroes. So yeah, this one, it does make sense. They are in a bit of a, I would say, they do want to play pretty fast on the side of Vici, at least accrue an advantage, because you look at EG's lineup, and late game, they do have a very strong one. That PL can get a bit out of hand, but there's a lot of beef they have to go through. The damage, I'm not sure if EG's going to have it in the mid game, but we'll see how it all plays out.
We certainly will. But one thing's for certain, right? We have had a lot of games coming into this grand finals, where both of these teams, of course, being the teams that have just destroyed teams, just roll through them from the draft. It's just looked like a clear advantage. This game, you think we could certainly see something a bit closer?
Yeah, we could. I think Vici's their early and their mid game is incredibly strong. I'm very worried for EG in that essence of how they're going to actually be able to get off of their footing, and if the 3-4 heroes can make space for Arteezy, who's a PL in this game, and as the panel mentioned, it's a first 2 PL, so you're expected to get countered pretty heavily, at least throughout the drafting phase, and Underlord is one of those stronger heroes. So they are getting that matchup. We see Vici, they walked Yang actually from top lane to make sure that he is versus Arteezy down bottom, and they are having the Magnus versus the Beastmaster. So Vici now has swapped the lanes to what they want the positioning to be.
Yeah, for now EG are going to sort of stick at it rather than try and make any sort of like musical lanes occur.
Yep, and they did cut all the trees bottom, as we did see Arteezy did skill Doppelganger level 1, and he cuts all those side trees, as you see on top of where Fly is. There's no trees there, so they're trying to ensure that he does have a good lane start. As I've seen them do a couple times here with this Chen, they put him actually in an aggro dual lane most of the times when they do pick this hero with Arteezy.
In terms of some of these lane matchups, mid lane, pretty even at the moment. Abed able to get quite a good share of the farm against Ori's Viper. I feel this could be a matchup where, you know, Ori, I guess once the levels are, now that he's level 3, the harassment does get a much heavier for the Invoker, but Abed's able to stand in lane and do a good job with the trade.
Oh,
Top
Yura's
lane,
top. The Boars,
a little
pressure.
out of position, and he's already used the skewer. That's slow. A few more right clicks will do it, but he's just out of range. They'll be able to salve up. Eurus will be fine and will not have the salve taken off him. And a good position for the lane to be in as well for Vici Gaming, as the creep wave will move in towards their tower.
Yang's going to be a big winner up here. Oh, thank God those neutral creeps didn't switch on that courier. We've seen that happen quite a lot. Bottom lane, Yang getting some aggressive moves onto him, but he'll be okay. So yeah, lane, I think Vici, they have the lanes they wanted. It's not like EG's too upset with it, because they don't have bad lanes either, but Vici has the lanes that they chose, that they sought out for. Maybe not the positioning that they wanted, but they have the matchups. As we are seeing, they are pulling ahead a bit. That Viper, as you mentioned, versus the Invoker, is having a little bit of a better time. Now Crit's here, though. You know, he's going to change that.
Gets kicked back onto the tower. Crit, he's ready to start the show here in game 1. Making that early play on the mid lane. Ori being baited in by that juicy potential of killing the Invoker off in a 1v1. Crit, you've got to watch out. Anytime you get aggressive as a mid laner against EG, you have to be prepared for Crit to be there ready to react.
Especially on a hero like Earth Spirit. Now the mid lane, you get very easily up onto that high ground. You can just get kicked into tower. Ori probably thought that was a free kill there. Abed was doing a great job with that bait.
Now, of course, as you said at the start, Crit, Earth Spirit, something that we've seen game after game. When he first sort of made his debut in the scene at the pro level, this was the hero that you just would not let him have.
Times have changed, though, of course, from that.
It's a lot harder, for sure, to do what you could do when the hero first came out.
Yep.
But Crit, he can still make that magic happen.
And Arteezy, like, the big thing is Arteezy's still able to farm very well down bottom versus the Underlord. I think that's really important to point out, as with that Chen backup, he actually has enough regen for himself. Just always able to sustain through, and he gets good last hits, even though he's versus that Atrophy Auric, which can be a bit annoying. Level 2 now on Yang to disrupt those last hits. But the biggest one that that is falling behind is the Beastmaster Ramses up top. That Magnus Eurus is farming very well. 2 wards actually placed in mid lane, so they're really trying to emphasize to protect at least Abed, but also Vici has their own ward.
Yeah, they do, deep on the high ground. Ready to keep an eye on any potential support movements from EG. Crit.
Bottom, Crit.
Talking about those support movements, he's back down bottom. DY, Sunstrike's off the mark, but EG, the dive in, and they find the kill. They cannot for now. That salve will heal them up. That tiny little bit does still fall, as EG will be able to get in behind the tower, take down DY.
All eyes on Crit for that early game for EG, and he will ensure that they're going to be able to get at least, looks like 2 or 3 of the bounty runes. Yeah, 3 bounty runes, and the board top Ramses does deny the other one. So 3 for 0 bounties for EG here with that rotation from Crit. And it is now a 1v1, Eurus versus Ramses.
Now Ramses 18 for 5, it's the 23 for 7, down bottom. Some aggression between the tier 1s to the tier 2s as Arteezy comes through to make sure that you can still get a
Fly
hold
has
of the wave
to be
here. Fly.
Very careful versus a Treant Protector in that positioning there.
See if he can run himself away. Looks like he can, DY, with both spells already used, has no further control. Fly is able to retreat with Arteezy.
Yeah, he's gone for the build that we've seen DY do most of the time, having that living armor early on. He doesn't have an Orb of Venom either. He's playing that 5 position. Fly actually able to back up okay.
2 for 0, 1k lead for EG. Said the early game is the time where this lineup could struggle the most, but they're certainly making a good job of it so far against what Vici Gaming have. Vici Gaming yet unable to achieve anything aggressive themselves. For sure, all the 3 of their cores are continuing to farm beautifully. Top lane Eurus. There's a bit of a skewer back on Ramses. A few tower hits as well, but still with the ball slow. Hard for Eurus to stay on the target alone. Just trying to threaten Ramses. keep this lane in a good position so Eurus can continue to farm on, get close to that 6, and maybe look to make a play there as PYW also hovering around up top. Crit's going to be there to mirror the movements as he also heads up to the top half of the map. Eurus pushing out a little deep. He is hard to kill though. With that double bracer, the Magnus is incredibly tanky.
He's low on mana though, and they're actually just going to go on him right away.
Let's see if they can burn through that HP. They're in straight away with the combo. Quick skew away. Eurus gets himself away from any sort of harm of the Sunstrike. They'll turn their attention now towards PYW, the squisher of the two, but Eurus, he's blocking them up. PG cannot finish off the kill. Now a TP potentially comes in, does get cancelled there as Vici Gaming do not see a chance to turn for a kill. But it's hard, making these movers on the Magnus. If he steps back in, Eurus, he hangs around.
He went
greedy, he went back for the creep wave. Crip was still in the neighborhood, and at the same time, EG down bottom. Flying Arteezy set up for a kill on Yang. Vici Gaming losing both cores on the side lanes.
Surprising to see the Magnus step back up too. They have a Shrine available. I thought it was, it's 7 minutes. I thought he'd back up and maybe consider using that one there.
Yeah, that was...
But he just stays, and that's a big mistake there.
Very greedy from Eurus, going back up to the creep wave with just 300 HP or so. Crit's always going to be ready to reinitiate.
Yep, and we see Fly and Arteezy able to get that kill bottom because they have the Ghost. The Ghost being one of those better creeps that you can actually get now on a Chen early on. Lots of damage coming out from it, and we see it already punching versus DY a little bit. Now Yang has to be careful, has to be topped off if he does want to play up, as immediately Crit ports bottom. They want him again.
See if they can do it. They've got the three of them. The combos there, set up into the Sunstrike. Yang will fall as EG, these lanes, these movements, they're getting kills against the cores that you don't expect to be feeding this early on Vici Gaming. Vici's hemorrhaging kills that just shouldn't be happening.
I'm loving that he's gone for the Exort build on Abed this game. I think that's actually what's allowing them to go for these kills, because he has that Sunstrike in those laning, in those side lanes. And immediately, Arteezy's able to port back to base, and he just gets Divine Favored back to the lane down bottom. So full free farm on this PL now, starting to build up.
How quick EG's playing. Instantly, smoke movement to the mid lane. Ramsey's level 7. He's setting up with the wraparound. Has the Roar good to go. PYW shows himself mid. They're going to just go for the easy kill. Set up there with the Roar. They'll head forward. Sunstrike comes in. EG just cannot stop getting the kills. They make these moves, and Vici Gaming seem a little flustered.
Yeah, they're struggling to make any moves themselves, as their heroes don't really rotate that well. The Disruptor is kind of the only one who can make moves around the map early on, except for Ori, but he doesn't want to right now on a Viper just yet. He's going to have to start responding, though. EG is starting to make a little bit too many aggressive moves for Vici to handle. And immediately, look at this, they're going down toward bottom right away. Yang's just going to Dark Rift him. He's going to try to pull himself out of there.
DY is going to keep himself hidden in the trees. Feels confident that EG aren't going to search for him.
But they can just get this tower now. I think EG's like, that's great. That's perfect for this.
He searches, he finds DY on the tree line.
But he's a tree.
I was going to say, DY does still walk off, but Crit there, scouting out the tree line. If anything, just pushing DY right away, making sure that nothing can be done to hold this tower or look for a deny. Vici Gaming, they'll go for the trade. Eurus and Ori team up to push down the tier 1 on the top half of the map. So we'll find something.
It's very significant, though, that EG's able to set up and push a tower early on. Sure, they have Beastmaster and Chen, which allows you to do that a lot easier, but that was a lane versus an Underlord. Usually you expect an Underlord to kind of park himself and always be able to delay that push a long time. It's a pre-10-minute tier 1 tower, and we will see outposts get claimed here, so EG will get the bottom one. Vici will eventually make their move over there, probably with Ori, I'd imagine.
You'd certainly hope so.
We've seen a couple of teams kind of wait for a long time getting it, but...
I mean, I feel like sometimes when the teams leave it a bit, it's a bit of mind games. Maybe you could sort of bait the opponents to thinking, hey, that outpost is still available.
But there's a bounty rune there, too. You want to get that. You want that value.
Yeah, Ori's going to head over, claim that one for the squad.
But EG's now taking that bottom tier 1. They have access into the Radiant Jungle. So Radiant Jungle, as we've said, a lot of times, being able to have access to this one is a lot harder for Radiant to now defend without their shrine down there. So Arteezy's able to benefit from that one, and this also allows them to put their Hawk into a deeper position on Ramses, so they're able to watch movements and rotations coming out from Vici. So we'll watch that one flying over a lot of times and just giving a good amount of information for them. Yeah, great start. EG. With what you'd look at to be a bit of a greedy one with a PL Invoker, they're making it work. It's Ori.
He was pushing out alone. He tried for the TP out, but Crit was ready, so Ori had to cancel the TP. It looks like he is tanky enough, this level 8 Viper, to walk away.
He's got PYW behind him as well.
And EG, they won't fall for it. They won't overextend the aggression. They've secured this area for RTZ to continue to farm.
They want mid though. Ramses is already here.
The raw setup into the Sunstrike. It's a lot of burst. Yang just gets eliminated by the Nuvum. They'll try and turn. Eurus has the RP, dragging Ramses back underneath the tower, punching down with the tower, hitting him a fly. He heals him up. They'll commit the overgrowth. They've got to find something, Vici Gaming, and they will. They'll get Ramses in return.
In the river.
He's playing around with PYW. Another roll forward. Crit ticking down low. Crit will fall, and PYW TP's out back to base before the Magnetize kills him off. So Vici Gaming finally able to get themselves a couple of kills in the action.
Finally able to punch back when they do bring and have their RP available. Level 11 still on Eurus. He's still very high level on that Magnus, having a great time, as we expect him to do so. But yeah, Abed having this Exort build is really making the difference for me. Just having, like the panel had mentioned, we're going to be concerned for EG on their damage, but because they have this, it's enabled them to get all of these kills, just those Sunstrikes, these Meteors, etc.
Just a 1k gold in it, 12 minutes into this match. EG with a superior moves, but Vici Gaming not falling too behind at all with regards to their farm. Their cores right there besides that of the 3 on EG. Spot him. And T1, they're going to look for a poke, a bit of a setup onto Ramses.
No overgrowth just yet. Bit of a tough one there, and Crit is lingering on the side. Crit is limited on stones, though, after using that Magnetize in the river. That is one of the problems with your Earth Spirit. When you do use your Magnetize, you kind of expend every single stone. That recharge time is very long still.
Maybe EG can do something aggressive themselves down here. Ramses, he's got that roar back. See who wants to head down there to help out. RTZ, of course, for now, just focusing on getting the core items done on his PL. Doesn't want to get involved. Wants to get that Yasha, the defusal, before he starts playing too actively. I mean, you said it, you know, EG, they'll feel happy at this point, just sort of keeping its tail, keeping the game good for Artur, whilst the rest of the squad, Ramses, Crit and Fly, can get active on the map, because with the lead they have, with these plays they've made, these supports and the offlaner, they're very strong at getting kills.
Yeah, and you throw in, you know, that Sunstrike. Gonna keep mentioning it. He's got the 6 points now in the Exort, so 412 pure damage. It's a lot more to count into when it is just on a roar. So you're gonna land that Sunstrike in most situations when they do set it up.
They're eyeing up from the high ground. Yang is playing very defensively though, behind his tier 2. A little too much of a stretch for EG to go for him right now. But as long as they keep doing this, they know that RTZ will have the entirety of his own half of the map to continue to farm it.
They have RP and Static Storm. They want to fight back here. Yang is actually stepping very far forward here to look for it.
Oh, look for the root setup on Fly. They do manage to grab the courier. Fly pops the mech. It should be an attempt for the rest of EG to just split up, let Fly go, pops the Hand of God. RP does have to be committed. It will get them the kill. But the rest of EG are out of there.
PYW actually wanted a secondary target. He was running forward for a glimpse.
He may still get it.
He's looking.
They're going to turn. Ramses pops the roar. There's the combo with the Sunstrike. The roll for it. PYW cannot get the Static Storm off. They'll turn with overgrowth. They're hitting hard. Eurus and Yang slicing apart the Earth Spirit. As Eurus finds that double kill, Vici Gaming now showing they're very ready to respond to the way that EG wants to play. They'll get down, regain some map control, taking back the outpost. And these kills propelling Eurus closer and closer to some very, very fast item timings, of course, on the Magnus. He's already top net worth. He has that Echo Saber, and he's 2,000 gold into the Aghanims already.
And they're having good levels as well. Abed actually gets Divine Favor down toward bottom to try to put some pressure on here, but they will actually be able to back away. Yeah, he's level 13 on the Magnus, level 12 on the Viper. Yeah. They are getting a bit more, at least on the experience, in comparison to EG's heroes.
Using this top outpost to position in a way that they can push this top lane out. If Vici Gaming can somehow get some control of EG's jungle here on the Dire side, and will cause issues for RTZ.
They are keeping tabs of him. They have had this ward down for almost, well, more than 4 minutes now, just watching him kind of farming this area. They seem kind of okay with this. They're like, all right, well, we're making space across the map, and then we're actually still getting our farm very well on the cores that matter. Both that Viper as well as the Magnus are farming very well. We've seen Ori. He's been jungling a lot with the Nether Toxin so far in this game. Whenever he sees an opportunity, he just bounces to the jungle, does throw that one out, as Eurus is kind of addressing the lanes more so as he two-shots them.
Mid lane crit is going to be able to get the kickback on Eurus. But that That point boost to the brain stage. He's got a lot of HP to go through. They'll drop the static stock to keep Eurus safe, make it hard for EG to come in on top of him. And with the living armor, Eurus will be fine.
He doesn't take any damage.
He's doing so much damage here with the poison. Ramsey's in trouble. Eurus skewers in. They've got themselves the second. Both Crit and Ramsey's down. EG, they've got to get out of here. Abed and Arteezy on the retreat. Yang seeing if he can close in on them. Won't have the pit back up for at least 10 more seconds, so no further catch.
And this living armor, level 3 on Eurus. 21 armor Magnus with 2,500 HP.
Yeah, good luck killing that. I mean, we talk, you know, you're saying about the Sunstrike, the pure damage, it's nice, but at this point, with that amount of armor, that amount of HP, that's it. You're not bringing this Magnus down any lower.
Yeah, he soaked all of the damage while Viper just sat on the sidelines pretty much dishing out all the damage. And Arteezy, he's not ready to join the fray just yet. Like you said, he still wants to be able to pick up those core items for the Phantom Lancer, so he actually can't look to get involved just yet as Fly.
He's got the grab on Fly, drags it back with the shockwave. Fly will not be able to escape as DY catches him out with the overgrowth. Another kill for Eurus as he's getting very active on the map. Back to the jungle. They have the damage. Ori with the poison killing off Ramses. Vici Gaming, they're amping up the speed that they're playing on. It's now equalized in kills, but of course these big kills now that Vici Gaming are finding, it's propelled them to this 3K lead. And you know, Eurus, he's only going to get scarier. He's been so mobile, and that was before he has the axe. Now he's got it. EG's got to be prepared for Eurus to just be on top of them all of the time.
Yeah, the good thing is they do have a good amount of control for him, but with Cold Snap, you can still kind of deal with that a little bit. As DY, he'll just get detonated quick.
Quick setup, quick kill. It's easy, just a recipe away.
Oop, looks like a little bit of lag there coming in for the players. Felt that one a little bit too myself.
But at this point of the game, it really does feel like we have that same question about the Magnus that we've seen in many of the games here at this LAN. How do they quite kill him? With the backup, the draft that they have around Eurus, it's so hard for them to take him down.
Yeah, and he's very tanky, and the thing is too, we're not really getting to the point yet where he also has everything on his eye. Like, Underlord does not have max atrophy yet, so that's also going to be another thing we have to look at when Phantom Lancer starts getting involved.
You say 2,700 HP, 17 minutes in, an abundance of armor as well, particularly when that living armor comes into play. Eurus, it just seems like he's invincible at this early stage, at least on the map.
I know, Ori actually, they found a mango tree earlier on, didn't see that one, but he's actually able to keep his sustain here, so he just picks up 3 mangoes right there, and he's able to continue his impact on the map, and oh, another shawl, that's a nice one. Might pass that off to the Disruptor.
Now Arteezy, Diffuser Blade will be on its way out. It is done.
He still has a tough time getting involved is the problem. Like the panel said, you know, it's a first 2 PL. You are addressed very heavily. The pit, the Underlord is a big problem. Nether Toxin can also be a little bit annoying if you do get caught inside of it as it breaks you. So you're unable to doppel, or you're unable to actually use your Phantom Rush, as well as also build your illusions with Juxtapose. It breaks both of those. So if you do get caught inside of a disable in a Nether Toxin, you're not the Phantom Lancer you really want to be able to create all your illusions. And EG, they're feeling the pressure a bit here. Vici is setting up now for top tower. And they're starting to queue up those BKBs, in particular on Eurus. That's going to make him just so hard to kill, as they're mostly magic damage for a long time on the side on EG. And they're looking for a fight.
DY gonna find that setup onto Ramses. Rest of the team heading in. Arteezy getting, you know, sort of sticking around on the sideline, see if there is any sort of chance for them to find some action out of this, but it won't be the case. Vici Gaming aren't going to poke any further. Ramses will be allowed to walk out.
Yeah, he's a bit too fast.
4K lead, Vici Gaming just with that commanding control of the map right now, really limiting the space that EG have as a team to find farm on all of their cores. You can feel
this Magnus is just so far. Look at just the comparison, right? He's 2,000 over the PL, but then you look in comparison to a lot of the other heroes, he's just farming at that very alarming pace. Level 17 compared to level 14 of the PL.
And that's sort of the great thing about this hero as well. You're this tanky. It's not like you struggle in terms of offensive damage output. You know, if any chance Eurus gets to land down an RP with that Empower, he hits so darn hard. He's got the answer for the illusions. He's going to be able to cleave through them all. EG, they've got to have some sort of a plan to deal with the mag.
At the moment, I'm not too sure what it is they're getting really tanky and pretty farmed on the side of Vici. EG, they are sitting back and starting to get their farm up, but they're falling a little bit behind on that gold. As their heroes they don't farm at the same pace. You know, an Invoker does not farm at the same pace as the Vipers and the Magnus. He's doing still a good job because of the kills that he's gotten, and he's at 140 last hits, but yeah, you can see there, it's a 4K gold lead, but that experience really is starting to trickle up in Vici's favor.
Yeah, Eurus is, you know, regardless of the hero you put him on, he's always got this insane, you know, idea of sort of the farming patterns that he needs to stick to. His Terrorblades, PL, Slugs, he's always around the map perfectly.
Yeah, still starting to see some lag there coming in as they are moving across.
EG, RTZ is sort of the man they're going to be looking towards. He's nearly got his Manta.
Just what can he do with it, right? Because there's a lot of counters versus him here.
Now these very, very beefy heroes, the mana burn will be of a little annoyance. But,
until they get BKBs, which the Magnus at least is getting. Vipers is going to be some time till he does get it, but he's queued it up as his third item after that Maelstrom and Dragonline. So those BKBs, you said EG's damage is already kind of starting to show what we were talking about, how it's going to lack. And with those BKBs, it's definitely going to be a lot more lackluster.
Yeah, the question is really if EG's going to be able to burst any of these heroes throughout the duration of a good brawl from Ramses. But that's very hard to see at the moment with the lead that Vici Gaming have, being each nearly close to an item ahead.
And also having, you know, 3,000 plus HP Magnus, who's soon going to have level 20 talent too.
Back in Manta dump. RTZ still going to be focusing on getting that next item after it. The Vanguard out on Yang. You're just seeing these heroes tank up to a point where the PL just doesn't seem to be a problem for Vici.
No, and he's got the Bastion queued up next, which it'll add him some damage, but it's still the same thing, sticking on targets. He's got to somehow clear those backlines early on, and I think Vici's kind of okay with just, like, they're looking for a fight here, but they want their BKB, and they're pretty much are going to have it done on Eurus before they take a fight. That is pretty devastating for EG. EG, maybe starting to try to ramp things up here. Ramses and Fly. Both look for a smoke, but Ori, he just walks right into them.
There's going to be a point where bottom, it's easy. Will be able to jump away. PYW not.
He's getting
down to catch. They've got the catch. PYW, he gets the grab back. Static Storm into RP. RTZ's just dead and gone.
And this is them looking for a fight before BKB comes out. Now BKB is at the ready. Feeling a bit concerned here for EG.
And that's the EG, you know, that's their carry. This is what EG are trying to build up and fight with, and RTZ just collapses. And just as soon as Vici Gaming just look at him.
He's addressed, like we said, first two picking the PL. They are, though, trying to do a sneaky thing here, EG. While they did lose the PL, they are looking to set up for a Roche here. See if Vici is aware of this one.
They feel they can't do it quick enough, EG. Now having to abandon that plan. They're gonna go for the smoke, see if they can maybe catch someone out alone. Mid lane, PYW does show. There's the Thunderstrike to help push the wave out and a back away. Does step back in, and Ramses will manage to get the reach off with the Roar. Sunstrike and Chaos Meat Shield, bring him low, still gets the chance.
Gets the use off.
The Living Armor there, doesn't matter, they do get the kill, but now Vici Gaming's ready to turn. Eurus stays straight in, a buyback from PYW. Vici Gaming know how strong they are. They want to make this fight happen. Eurus pops the BKB, he's cleaving them down, another kill's picked up. Ramses hits the leg.
They're on Ori.
This Viper, falling low. EG, they found something, but can they find anything more? Mana of Vici Gaming's hero is slowly getting burned. RTZ, doppelganger over to the side, he has to keep his distance. DY eyeing him up as well as Yang. He's up to the high ground, backing away. Eurus just cleaning out the PL illusions, trying to keep their eyes on the real one.
He's getting Divine Wave favored. Oh, he actually gets pulled out there by Fly as he's getting stalked.
So a little bit of a kickback there from EG, getting one of the cores, managing to kill Ori. Still though, you see the struggles of how hard it is for them to find this.
And you see the tank ability too. They blow up the Disruptor, but
they haven't quite spotted him there. He's got his little hidey hole.
There we go. He's taunting as well. You know, we love it. That's one of the best taunts in the game.
He's having a good time there, Crip. Keeping the spirits high for the squad.
But that was a fight there where Eurus did not have RP. So now Vici, they're like, all right, we still have our ulti available. We can look for something. And look at the wards they have down bottom.
They're so quick to move, Vici Gaming. See who they can catch. Ahmed.
They want
found the pit. Does manage to turn. Puts it with a tornado. He backs away. They drag it back with a shockwave. BKB committed by Eurus. He lays down the RP. Another skewer. A few right clicks and a punch down. Eurus gets the kill. Ahmed is gone. Drag back PYW. He's got the catch for more. The glimpse gets Fly. Another 2 kills for Vici Gaming. And the team just swarms the map. Takes action wherever they wish to find it. A tier 2 tower will go down in the mid lane as well.
This game's starting to look really difficult. Yang also starting to become a pretty big beefcake as he's involved in most of these kills. He has 54 permanent damage too, so he is going to start packing a pretty decent punch. And he's got a Crimson Guard too that we didn't actually point out, but amazing item versus PL. It seems like they're starting, but they've had for the last like 10 minutes just the solutions to everything that EG does have. And now they're making their way to a Roach Pit. I don't know if EG can contest this one. Doesn't seem like they will be able to at all, even if there is RP down. They will know that it is up. The Dominator does peek forward.
Maybe Crit can go for a big play. Does he want to try and throw his life into this? He's not going to. They've got to step back. They have to let Vici Gaming take this. Aegis over the way of Eurus. You couldn't kill him once. We'll see if they have any sort of a hope of killing him twice.
And we usually see the Magnuses go for the skewer talent, but because he's playing the one position Magnus this game, he takes the armor. So, you know, even more. 24 armor now on this man.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Immediately looking for another fight. Even when they don't have their RP, they don't care. They know how strong they are right now. EG unable to actually take these fights at all.
Eurus and the gang looking terrifying. Another movement straight up top. Ramses is being hunted. Dragged back with the shockwave. They're laying down the pit. Ramses is going to have to let himself fall. No chance for the Beastmaster. As Vici Gaming, they just cannot be stopped, as it seems. EG have no answers to the power that Vici Gaming has reached at 26 minutes.
Not at all. As we do see, you know, Abed has an Aghanim, so he's got, you know, Cataclysm is available now for himself too, but do they have things to actually keep people inside of it and land a good one? They don't really have the heroes for it. They've got a Roar, they've got a Rolling Boulder, and that's kind of it for them to look for this as, oh, look at this Dark Rift. Vici. With these aggressive wards, they're looking to try to catch something here. PYW, he's got Telescope and Spider Legs.
Oh man, yeah, that reach with the glimpse is going to be insane.
And we see that 86% win probability as the Invoker. He's fallen behind. Beastmaster as well. It's just Arteezy farming, and we're going to keep beating it, but it's a PL who's just addressed it throughout all stages of the draft. He actually decides to not even go for the BKB. He goes more greedy. He's like, all right, I can actually go for a Mjolnir in this game.
He knows. Yeah, put that shield down on someone, and suddenly whoever Arteezy tries to commit upon, he's just going to end up hurting himself and his Illusion army way more than he's actually able to hurt any members of Vici.
Ramses, he shows his face.
Should be another quick kill for VG. As Ramses, he's just trying to push those lanes out, but it's costing him his life every single time.
My God. They have full control of this game. EG.
Oh, the Courier.
What was that? 1 HP? 2 HP? Barely survives.
At least down to 3. Yeah, PYW able to kill off that ball. Make sure a Courier is not lost, as EG just struggle to be able to find anything going their way really here in the mid game. As Vici Gaming, they're up to the high ground, knocking at the tier 3s. 20 seconds without Ramses. Arteezy still not ready to turn up for these fights. And even if he does,
he can't contribute.
What can he do?
Yeah, there's no way he can contribute anything versus this. EG, they have Ramses back up soon, but the Rax is about to go down already.
It's gone, pretty much. They've got the backdoor protection at least kicking in momentarily. But the creeps come in. They'll see if they can get any catch, see if they can punish Vici Gaming at all for this. They'll try. They get the Roar on Ori. Cataclysm. But already they're trying to take them out. If they do block Ori, can they kill Yagatom? They cannot. He's out with the ultimate. He'll escape. The Static Storm actually holding back the 5 of them. Chris going to continue to chase, see if he can find anyone. They've got eyes on PYW. The kick forward, the bottom of the They get the vision for the cold snap. They'll get PYW. So EG, they are able to find 2 kills, but they've lost the Rax here. The entire Rax taken away on the bottom lane.
They need a way to protect somebody on the side of Vici. Well, I say need, but they can go for a way to protect people versus that roar. If they do just get a Force Staff, that whole combo is kind of just negated. That's where we saw the roar and that Cataclysm be pretty much perfect because there's no way to actually push anybody out of it. And they do catch Ori, so quickly gets detonated, but his team was already kind of like preparing for that retreat. Yang with a very clutch Dark Rift to bring them out of there, which could have been a bit of a disaster.
EG know, any sort of opportunity like this, they've got to do as much as they can to try and find something out of the map, get the waves pushed back out, far away from their own base. Work with this little time they've been granted with those kills onto PYW and Ori.
Look where Abed is just cutting a creep wave very deep. Oh, Courier's just chilling a little bit.
Closing in on his BKB and RTZ, Abyssal Blade, just about a creep away from it.
So they, like we said, they do have damage with that Cataclysm, but we are expecting items to come out where Vici can address that one quite easily with just like a 2200 gold item. So we do have at least the Hurricane Pike is on Ori, but if he's the one who is roared, that's going to be the ideal for EG to just blow him up before the fight even starts. But they still need quite a lot more of those.
If Vici can somehow get out themselves, play the offensive, try and find pickoffs when Vici Gaming aren't pushing in as 5 into the high ground of VG, maybe they have the chance to delete these heroes, get the combo off successfully. Top, Crip actually glimpsed back early, so he's still able to roll out of the kinetic field.
Now Ramsey's, he's looking for his own play with Cataclysm.
And there's the setup. Cataclysm comes down, not enough to instantly kill PYW though. Crit's coming back in, really wants to find PYW, but Yang, he's taking him out back to safety. They'll go home with the Rift. As Vici Gaming able to make sure they lose no one on that top lane.
And always really nice that you can do, of course, that Eul's play. It does pull your allies out of Eul's to be able to protect yourself, and he's farming PYW. He's getting very close to that Aghanims already, as he does have, of course, a Philosopher. I think I always see him get a Philosopher's Stone on Disruptor, but he is getting close to that one, which would be really strong for them. Not really preventing any type of BKB so much, but the damage also does, and when those BKBs do eventually come out, it will be very potent, as he does have the Eul's combo too, which we see him do pretty much every time he does play Disruptor. No way to really prevent. If you get Eul's and he drops a Static Storm under you, you're stuck in it. Cannot do anything to prevent it when he has that Aghanims. As Aegis is reclaimed about a minute ago.
Now RTZ's build, fully focused on the offensive.
He has to, it feels. If he goes for any type of defensive item, it feels like his damage is just going to be negligible versus the aura from the Underlord in particular, and versus that Crimson Guard.
He can get that Orchid into Bloodthorn complete. Certainly there will be good damage to do. Obviously the BKBs will still be a solid answer, but if they can play around them, poke out the BKBs early from Vici in the fights, they'll have a chance.
Yeah, they're trying their best to stall it out. They're picking up the BKBs as well. Both Abed as well as Crit now do have theirs, so they can actually look to get involved much easier into the fights rather than just getting caught by all these spells that Vici does have. But Vici does have BKB piercing disables. And several of their own BKBs, as I believe they do have the triple BKB now finished on Vici as well. So this is probably going to be go time for them. And their fights just seem a lot easier to take too. Sure, there's going to be the roar into a Cataclysm on the side of EG, but Vici, they're so tanky and they just have a lot more tools inside of those fights still to control the PL in particular.
Just making the moves out on the map. Vici Gaming holding onto their own half. Still with that lead, not feeling the pressure at all, Vici. I know they can take this pretty relaxed still.
Yeah, and Cataclysm, sure, it does do like a fair amount of damage. It does do like 1,000 pure damage or a little bit more than that, maybe like 1,100, 1,200 pure damage, something along those lines. But you're looking at a Magnus who's going to be sitting close to 4,000 plus HP very soon. And these supports, they're nothing to really, shy at either. 2,000 HP Tree, 2,000 HP Disruptor. They're all starting to get their own health items as well, be it from neutral items or just from those levels.
Not easy. 33 minutes in. Despite the pressure that Vici Gaming have been applying this whole mid-game, his farm still looks pretty solid. Sure, he's behind Eurus' Magnus, but that's expected, right? It's a carry Magnus. He's going to have this insane farming pace. RT.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top shrine is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top shrine has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You have my gratitude. Earth's bounty. See this coming.
To pop, suddenly this huge investment is not going to do a lot. Now RTZ realizes it looks like he's going to switch things up as he goes for the Satanic. He knows that at this point of the game, Bloodthorn, it's too easily countered by these BKBs. He's going to focus on just staying alive in the fights and somehow trying to out-sustain Vici Gaming, play to a point where he can live through the usages of the BKBs, burn the mana, and then have that sort of a presence as the carry as he needs to on his PL.
But will he have the damage? It really just doesn't feel like it versus the Atrophy Aura in particular. It negates so much of a Phantom Launcher. That 35% damage reduction with the Crimson Guard, there's just, like we said, there's so many things addressing him. It's so hard for EG in this game.
Yeah, without a doubt, you are really seeing at this point of the game that early PL pick. Vici Gaming had all the plans for it.
Yep, and you can see them itemizing. The tree went for the Force Staff. He's now got that finished as well. Ori, when we said he had the Hurricane Pike, now also Disruptor. He's building a Force Staff as well. They know just counter the Cataclysm and they'll be in a good spot this game. That's pretty much the big damage that EG does have. As EG, they are under a ward here. Sneaky one placed by Vici.
It's coming closer to the 14-minute mark when we're going to see their next tier of items come out, and as we approach it, both outposts currently in control of Vici Gaming. See if there's any chance of Vici being able to secure one of them back their way. Potentially that bottom one. Top lane, Vici Gaming will start to head over, make this move off the back of a smoke.
A long one as well across the whole map. But you can tell they really want to fight this. They're feeling their power. With that Aegis, with that cheese too, even more so.
EG, they'll take the outpost back, but still a minute. Vici Gaming could immediately reclaim this point of call as they're heading down here still. A few seconds left on the smoke. EG, they cannot risk taking a bite out of it.
Eurus has eaten the Ags now, so he's got another item slot soon. After that Aegis does disappear. So he's critting for 1,200 already. Gonna be picking up an AC next, which is another incredibly good item versus the Phantom Lancer.
They'll be able to make that move at a perfect time. In they go, outposts back their way.
Abed probably feeling a bit too scared to actually pressure that outpost,
you
and
see
for
the
good
TPs
reason.
already. It's these sort of moves, you know, Vici Gaming doing that all off the back of a smoke. No sort of rash TPs to head down to the bottom half of the map to make sure they have the TPs to head back up top.
They did see a lot of those TPs coming. Yang, he's got a long one.
It's a very, very long TP that's very easily cancelled. Ramses is in with a roar. Yang is totally alone. EG will be able to find some blood.
And they actually did that so nice there. Crit kicking him back into Arteezy so he can instantly Abyssal. If they don't get the chain stun there, he might actually just BKB and rift out. So and great way of controlling them there.
They get the outpost back under control in time.
Good plays there by EG, recognizing that all those TPs, they did see them, of course, they recognized that all those TPs were going top and trying to find a punishment there. Nice hawk there by Ramses, of course, spotting that one out down bottom.
And each time they find one of these core kills, even though they're behind, it is that bit of a breathing room. They know that for at least a minute, Vici Gaming are probably unlikely to play too aggressive. Arteezy can now, after that Satanic, he has to, as he does indeed queue back up, he's got to find that damage output. He's going back for the Bloodthorn. Will take a lot of time though, not a cheap item of course. He's making those baby steps towards it.
Oh, they actually find one of the better items in this game as a tier 4. They found the Illusionist Cape. That's actually very nice when you have a Phantom Lancer on your team.
As long as he's got a slot for it.
Yeah, it buffs up all your illusions, so it is a pretty good one. That 10% extra as well as those stats in creating illusion. But yeah, it's going to be tough for him to actually hold it, because he is quite slot starved at the moment. I don't know if they actually... I think it was pinged out, right? Yeah, Abed did ping it out. He's pinging out the camp right now, too. So they're looking for it on the courier. Courier's not able to find it. Give it a second.
What is that? No, the courier's struggling.
Oh, he doesn't see it. He's like, where the hell is it?
The courier's vision's not quite catching it.
They're going to have to go look. Abed's like, it's there. There we go. Okay, they found it.
There we go. Arteezy does find it eventually.
Yeah, very good one on those illusion heroes, as we were mentioning.
The leveler, a nice bit of attack speed, but again, one of those items that can struggle to find the slot for. Always handy to hold on to though and switch into play when you are going for the siege for that extra building damage. But obviously EG's not really in any sort of position where they're going to be knocking at the doors of Vici Gaming at the moment.
I love PYW's inventory, if you look at it actually. 4 neutral items with an Aghanims and Eels. What more could you ask for as supports?
I mean, they are some really excellent items.
He's got some of the best ones.
The Magic Lamp, it's one of those weird ones. A lot of the times it feels bad, but if you are on one of these support heroes that just wants to be able to get out his ultimate out as he goes down, then the Magic Lamp can have that benefit. You're still gonna die, but you're more likely to get your job done.
400 health, man. You know, 400 health on a disruptor is nothing to shy.
True, especially against sort of what they did, like the Aghanims Invoker, right? This pure damage, just having straight health. That's the counter.
And they've committed fully for it, right? We saw that refresher a couple moments ago. Well, a couple minutes ago, of course, where Abed was pointed out. So they are going for the double Catechism plays. Just like we said, watch out for those 4 steps. Watch out for the repositioning versus it. As EG, they're trying to find themselves farms, and they have at least kept the net worth at like just staying around that 15,000. But you see the experience and all that, and yeah, you're feeling that pressure for EG.
Do get the outpost. Crim Ramses, it's definitely going to be in their best interest to immediately leave this area.
Vici's just constantly on the prowl looking for somebody.
Yeah.
And they're always taking out all the wards too. You see DY, they bought a very early gem this game about 15 plus minutes ago or so, and he's just constantly running around the map getting these D wards. And he's also placing these deep wards too that I don't think EG has been expecting too much as he's actually spotting people, but Ramses.
He's found him! Cataclysm combos in! They get a free kill!
They get the gem too, that's the important thing. Crit instantly gonna TP out.
I'm just buying more time.
And he will be able to get that D ward too, expecting it this time. Buy time for Arteezy. Hope for the best somehow.
He's getting close. That Bloodthorn pretty much done if he wants to make the full investment. Nearly hitting that level 25 too. Arteezy against the pressure and the pace that Vici Gaming have been playing this game has certainly been keeping his cool, keeping his focus.
We're I'm not going to jinx it, but we're looking like we're going to get some level 30s at least this game at the way that the pace has been going. Both teams have been pretty content with kind of sitting back and farming. EG's dodging around the map a lot with their Beastmaster and just constantly split pushing the waves with these double Forge Spirits.
I mean, do you think Vici Gaming at this stage, are they still feeling very sort of cool and calm,
yeah.
or there's not sort of a bit of them that says, well, hang on, we've taken 1 racks, but we've not really been able to push again, or there's just no rush for them?
I think they're still feeling pretty damn okay with the heroes that they do have. They are versus a PL, but the amount of farm that they probably feel that they have, like you're looking at Underlord, he's also getting very tanky, very strong himself too. He's even queued up a Radiance to address these issues too. I think that they're still feeling okay, and they're trying to look for a fight.
Yeah, Vici Gaming. They're ready to hunt. EG's got to get out of here. Ori on the front lines. He's going to find that first connection. BKB and a TP will be stopped as he was worried about the RP. Ahmed, he did have the cover for him. They'll turn their attention towards Ahmed. As Ahmed, he tried to save Ramses there with that tornado. And maybe Ramses...
They want to get a glimpse.
He should be fine the nighttime, meaning they don't quite have vision for him. Eurus continue to charge forward, but Ramses has made the smart move into the tree line. And he should be fine. They won't hunt any further. Ramses does get out. But poor old Abed, you know, he's only trying to help his mate, and he does manage to do so, but it costs him his life.
We mentioned that before, right? The Yule Scepter with the Disruptor. If you get Yuled, you're just dead. You're going to get dropped into an Ag Static Storm, and you cannot BKB. Nothing can prevent you from getting out of it. Not even a Force Staff or anything along those lines, as there will be a kinetic field blocking you. They don't even have any Force Staff, so.
We'll see if they're able to force out the buyback from Abed. He's dead for 50 seconds. The pop fortification. Arteezy or TP back is ready to join forces with him for the hold. He's about a creep away from his level 25. Does offer good offensive potential. There is still that RP he has to be scared of if they commit. BKB actually... Oh, sorry,
Minotaur. Yeah, Minotaur. He's just trying to get that Rax very... They kill these Rax so fast.
They hit so hard, Vici Gaming. The top Rax taken down in a matter of seconds. They'll move over towards the mid lane. Ahmed still holding on to his buyback. He's out for 20 seconds.
My God, look at how fast they bring down the buildings.
It just falls so quickly. They're going to try and commit crit roll for punch the BKB. A buyback comes out from Ahmed. They'll go to the wall. They'll be out with the RP. He's just dead. Arteezy tried to fight, but he dies in an instant. He's dead for 100.
Here's the buyback.
They're on to Yang, but they cannot kill him off. 90 seconds without Arteezy.
He's 10 gold short of buyback right now.
He should have it back in a second then, as that gold ticks down. But they get the kill on Fly. The mid-racks are being taken. Crit's trying his best to turn the cataclysm. Then again, Yang! It's enough for the pure damage of the Sun Strikes. Crit rolls forward. Tornado from Ahmed. He's got the setup. They've got it to get Arteezy in here. Screw back for Eurus. He hits so hard, but Arteezy, he's in with the Abyssal. The Bloodthorn silent. Can he escape Eurus? Another stew. He gets
my God.
Eurus is out of there. Crit's trying to chase. Now Crit has to be wary. Poison attack stacking up. EG, they do hold on.
The glimpse.
They're ranked in the middle lane, but the glimpse back. Crit will fall. Dead for 100. A dieback from the Earth Spirit. As Vici Gaming, they've still got the full 5-man ready to go. They'll head back up to the high ground. Ahmed burns the mana of Eurus. See how ready they are to go back in with the Arteezy PL. He's looking for the wraparound. He's trying to find an opportunity to get in on the back lines, but it's so hard. Who does he go for? Where's the commitment? Jump forward with a doppelganger. Missile blade. They found Ori. Can they kill the fight return? They found her. The static stays down. It's trapped Arteezy. Arteezy needs help, but he needs it now. Return. Trying to man fight against Yang. Another doppelganger. Jump past the high ground. Tornado from Ahmed. He's keeping him safe. Arteezy. Cross-face at it. Chose for Yang. Another doppelganger. The mana is being burnt for Vici Gaming. It's hard for them to turn and cast spells. They've got nothing to cast with. Bloodthorn silence out onto Eurus. They're turning with cold staff. Eurus only going down to half health. They don't have the damage.
They're so tanky, it's insane. And with the Underlord aura, they kind of just hold their ground and fight. Arteezy, he hits people a lot, but he doesn't actually do that much damage, and he has to be so careful. One control comes out on him, and he just almost gets brought down from that massive amount of damage that they do have.
Mega creeps are out.
That's a lot of 35,000 damage done by Vici in that fight. Wow.
And this Magnus Eurus, level 28, 11, 1 and 8, casually holding on to 10,000 gold, of course, after the back of all those objectives and kills that they picked up.
He just holds his ground. He's getting Bloodthorn, but then he gets Living Armored. He just has so many buffs on him that he just turns and starts attacking units. And you see Arteezy, sure, he has all these items, but look at his damage, actually. It's 178 plus 90. He's not really hitting these heroes that hard. He's even alacrity in a lot of these fights, but Yang just holds his ground and hits him right back.
I mean, it's now or never for EG. This is their final chance. at having any sort of hold on this game. They'll head in, see what they can get around the pit. Crit's going to look to move in at the same time. Roche is falling low. Vici, they're trying to beat up. He gets the two, and the Vici Gaming takes the Roche kill. They'll pick up the edge of the static storm. Beautiful. RCZ's dead. Crit as well. GG is called, and Vici Gaming will take game one.
Woo! They got the combo beautifully there at the end there. The RPX Static Storm. Their last hurrah trying to look for a fight there, but it does seem like Vici, they came with a plan in this one. These carry Magnus working really well versus the first two pick PL. They had so many things to address it.
Yeah, we knew that the Magnus was strong. It seemed like Eurus just took it to another level.